My name is Holly, and I got lower implants from Dr. James. My dental problems were difficult. Since even before I was 20, I've had very bad teeth. We tried fillings, we tried root canals, pulling teeth. My mouth was not functional through having a partial, having full-on denture. Before I became a patient of Dr. James, I was having a very bad infection. We went to one of the big dental companies. In the process of giving me Novocain and pulling a tooth, I was literally screaming and crying so much because the dentist was more interested in getting the situation handled than worrying about me. My husband stopped the process, took me out of there. We found Dr. James. He got me in that same day. He calmed me. Dr. James has a very outgoing personality that helps calm a person. He made recommendations and he made suggestions. He decided that we would go towards the implant route. Finally, a couple years later, I've actually had all of my teeth in the lower removed. We contacted Dr. James again and said, hey, we're interested now. We looked at a few other places, we got a few other quotes. It always came back to how the dentist made us feel. The staff at Dr. James' office is very friendly. They like what they do. They're concerned for their patients. They make you feel comfortable. Most of the large chains don't have the same friendly feeling. You're more like a number. With Dr. James's office, you're a person. Again, back to Dr. James, calming, reassuring, and he put the implants in the bottom, went through with the temporary. Within, let's say, a week, putting in the implants, dealing with the change in my mouth, I didn't have much pain at all. Eventually we got the permanent in, and now I can eat almost anything I want, and it's been amazing. How my smile affects my life now is dramatic. In the past, I would always walk looking at my feet. My smile, over the process of the change in the structure of my mouth, I had smiled less and less, or I adapted to barely opening my mouth, making sure that people didn't really pay attention to me. I would try and fade into the background as much as possible. Now, because I can smile and not worry about how people are looking at me or how people are judging me. Dr. James mentioned during one of my consultations, eventually he wants to see me with a full laugh. I'm like, that's never going to happen. Through the course of conversations with Dr. James, you can't help but smile. You can't help but laugh. So during one of my consultations, Dr. James was telling a joke or telling a story, and he got me laughing to where it was a full-on smile. So he's like, see, I told you, you will learn again how to be smiling. Let's be honest, everybody's nervous going into the dentist's office. It's not easy to calm the nerves, but Dr. James has such a personality that when he's communicating with you, when he's talking to you, regardless if you're at the beginning of your process or at the end of your process, he's still trying to make sure that you're comfortable with the process, you're comfortable with what the next step is. I don't think of some of the bigger chain companies. So I tell people that anytime you have something, any type of dental issue, I can give you a number to the best dentist. And Dr. James is the person who I think of